Welcome to this week's episode of Holly's Racing Fantasy. I'll bring you the latest news and what's going on around NASCAR. We'll hit the highlights from last week's race, and I'll give you my fantasy picks for this upcoming week. Join John and I for all things fantasy, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun while we do it. Stick around. Holly's Racing Fantasy is sponsored by Fifth Down Fantasy. For the latest NFL news and pro football and NASCAR picks, trust the gang over at Fifth Down Fantasy. Since 2016, Fifth Down Fantasy has been a favorite destination for football fanatics looking for smart and savvy advice and analytics. Visit fifthdownfantasy.com today. Fifth Down Fantasy, real fantasy advice by and for real fantasy players. Hey, John.
Hey, Holly.
How's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
I'm in the middle of a hurricane.
I know. So am I.
Well, it's not a hurricane.
No, but it's
coming.
It's coming.
And it's not a hurricane.
Yeah, folks. See,
it is a hurricane, actually, right now.
Well, yeah, I think it still is.
But when it gets to us, it'll be a tropical storm.
Which is still lousy and annoying.
Yeah, it's still pretty rough.
Because let me tell you, the humidity level, it's like 1,010% humidity outside right now.
You know what?
Yeah.
I just walked out into the living room.
Yeah.
And the living room windows are all fogged over.
They're crying.
They're fogged over on the inside. That's how humid it is.
I saw, and we have the air conditioning
running.
the
air conditioning.
Yeah.
Central air running.
Yeah. So here's the thing, folks. We record on Wednesdays, and today is the day that Hurricane Idalia hit the coast of Florida.
Yes.
And it is moving up the coast right now across Georgia, South Carolina, and it's going to go off the coast where we are. The eye wall is going to go right over us and go, see ya. Oh, so yeah.
Is this the weather? This is a weather
That's
update.
The last thing last thing I looked at.
Yeah, but this is it's like we're like the weather
this
channel.
is your weather channel.
It's like your weather update.
That's right.
You get it free.
Yeah.
It's going to be late, but
it is.
By the time people listen to this, it'll be sunny and beautiful.
There we go. It's going to be a beautiful Labor Day weekend in the Carolinas, which is awesome because NASCAR is going to be in Darlington this weekend. But before we get to Darlington, let's recap the Daytona race.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, which I don't know. Let me tell you a couple things.
Okay.
I can't remember yes, I can. I was at the last time I was in tears and praying to God and Sonny Jesus for somebody's life was the Daytona 500 in 2020.
Yep.
When we thought for sure that Ryan Newman was a goner.
Was a goner and dead from his accident, which was horrible.
Horrifying.
Yep.
But let me tell you what, I was near tears and praying to God and Sonny Jesus when Ryan Preece barrel rolled. I thought, holy beep.
Holy cannoli.
Holy cannoli.
Holy shinoli.
I don't know how this guy's going to get out of that car. Oh my God, it was horrible.
It was really something.
But you know what? He got out.
Yep.
And they took him to the hospital. Mm-hmm. And he was on Twitter that night and tweeting out that he was going to be back. He'll be back.
Yeah.
And, he was released from the hospital Sunday morning. So thank the Lord.
Yeah.
That, he had his guiding hand on Ryan Preece on Saturday night. I know.
And I suggest if you didn't see it, go find a video.
Go find it. If you go to my Fifth Down Fantasy article, which by this point is up, you can click on the link. I have a link to the accident.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh, okay.
FifthDownFantasy.com, written for and by real fantasy players.
There you go. A little shameless plug.
Shameless plug for these numbskulls over there.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, thank you. Congratulate Ryan Preece. You were in our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, that was something.
We can't wait to see you back at the track.
Yeah. Now, can I say something before we move on to the rest of the race?
Please do, because I'm going to scan the lineup
You know what?
here.
I'll say, you keep going with the results and everything, and then I'll close this portion with my thoughts.
Okay, because I was just going to do a quick scan of the lineup.
Why don't you do that?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, what am I going to do?
You're going to go through where everybody finished.
Okay. Hi. Yeah.
You're here. You're recording a podcast, just so you know.
Wow. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
Okay. So the winner at Daytona was Chris Buescher.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what I said about Chris Buescher last week?
I do remember.
Are you putting the sound clip in here? Is everybody going to hear the sound clip now?
I could play the sound clip if I can get to it.
All right.
But
yeah, well,
just go last week. Just listen to last week.
Yeah, go back to last week because I put Chris Buescher on my bold fantasy list, and he won.
And he won. Like,
that's all I'm going to say.
Is this his third win?
This is the third win of the season.
It's crazy.
Number 2 was Brad Keselowski, his RFK Racing partner and boss.
Yeah.
Third was Eric Almirola, shocker. 4th was Chase Elliott. Very sad for Chase Elliott because it was either worst or nothing. So Chase Elliott will be sitting out this 2023 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Logano was 5th. Alex Bowman was 6th. Alex Bowman also did not make it in to the playoffs for the season. Kyle Busch 7th. William Byron 8th. Kevin Harvick 9th. And Corey LaJoie came in 10th. Bubba Wallace came in 12th, but that's okay because Ty Gibbs wrecked, got out early. And so Bubba Wallace won his way into the playoffs on points. So we will see him in the round of 16, which starts this weekend at Darlington.
Right.
Ryan Blaney was taken out early in the wreck with Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs, yeah.
Who was hit behind by Christopher Bell, and that was a whole debacle. So, which Ryan Blaney's hit was pretty hard, too.
It was vicious.
I mean, I was a little worried about him. Jesus. Yeah. I'll go over the playoff, who's in the playoffs a little bit later in the show.
Okay.
But other than that, that kind of wraps up the Daytona. It was very exciting, very nerve-wracking. I was very nervous. I thought for sure Kevin Harvick was going to pull out and win in the end, but he didn't.
He didn't.
But damn, 3 wide at times. Crazy
it was crazy.
Race. Crazy race.
And, it didn't quite start that way, but it just did. It kept building and building. And I guess that's what I was going to close with. Is
okay.
Like, do you think NASCAR likes a sideshow?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're kind of forcing, this track is dangerous.
It's incredible. Yes.
It's incredibly dangerous, and you're making drivers desperate.
Correct.
And if you are desperate, you're going to take risks.
You're exactly right.
And you could end up dying for that risk.
Exactly, because this is the last race for everybody has a chance to get into the playoffs. And everybody, you're exactly right. They're going to push it as hard as they can, take unbelievable risks.
Yeah.
And
you're going 200 miles per hour, and one slight wiggle waggle.
Sure. And
you're airborne.
Right. Because how many people were wrapped up in the accident? There was a couple accidents that took out half the field.
So I'm like, why should Daytona why do you think they have that race as the last race to get into the playoffs?
Absolutely. You know why.
Yeah.
Because they want to hype that up.
So they act like, we care and blah, blah, blah.
Doopity-doo.
I know. I'm just saying that's kind of like, why isn't it,
I know.
I don't know. It's just kind of, it makes you think.
It does make you think. Yeah. I do want to make a quick note here that Ryan Preece is in the entry list for Darlington this weekend. Whether or not
he'll probably race.
He probably will. No, I'm surprised he wouldn't be out on concussion protocol though. But maybe.
Yeah.
But if he can, he will. So we'll know more about that as it gets closer. Yeah. But of course, Wednesday night and all.
Yeah.
All right. So that's going to wrap it up for the results because I got a lot more to get to before we get out of here.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. I'm going to start off NASCAR news this week with giving you guys the rundown of who is in the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs.
Okay.
Then I'm going to give you a brief overview on how this works.
Okay.
This weekend at Darlington, we will start our first round of it's called the round of 16. We'll start our first round of playoffs. Top positions running from first down to 16th. William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Chris Buescher, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, Brad Keselowski, Tyler Reddick, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney. Those are the top 12. Right now, already, the playoffs have not even begun, and on the bubble are number 13 through 16, which is Micah McDowell, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kevin Harvick, and Bubba Wallace. Now, how these playoffs go is we every 3 races, 4 drivers will be eliminated. If you win a race, you automatically advance to the next round. Or if you don't win a race, you have to finish really well to get in on points. So the 4 drivers that I listed last are already on the bubble, because if they don't win, they don't advance. And if they don't get enough points, they don't advance, and they'll be the first 4 cut. Darlington is the first race, and Bristol is the cutoff race. That'll be September 16th. Then we go to the round of 12, and so on and so forth until we have the final 4 drivers who make it all the way through, who will race for the championship at Phoenix Raceway, one of my favorite tracks, on November 5th. So that's how it goes right now. Bubba and Kevin Harvick better get their butts going, because they're going to be out of here.
Yeah. What about Tommy Twofinger? Did he make it?
He didn't even make it in.
He didn't even make it in.
Yeah.
All right.
So, we'll keep you abreast of the situation for the playoffs every week.
Okay.
As we go along. But right now, guys like William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, and Chris Buescher, they are in the top right now on points and wins. Yeah. So they're kind of looking at, they can kind of take it easy if they want to. Right. They don't have to kill themselves, because they're probably going to be in there for a while. They would have to DNF at 3 races in order to drop way down. So.
Right.
But we'll see what happens.
How about big congratulations to
Martin Truex Jr. for winning the regular season championship.
Yes, he did.
He had the most
He earned it.
He earned it he did fantastic.
Yep.
And that gave him some extra points going into the playoffs. I think he got 15 playoff points to take him in here.
Yeah.
So it does matter. It does matter. Yeah.
He's the regular season. It's kind of like, winning the American League championship,
Right.
Or,
exactly.
Everything starts.
Absolutely. It sure is.
But,
all right.
I think what else is new? What else is
What
going
else
on?
is new is Ryan Newman is going to be racing this weekend in Darlington.
Okay.
As is Carson Hocevar, who is a Truck Series driver. He also races in the Xfinity, I think, sometimes. But
who's he racing for?
He is racing. He's going to pilot the number 42 for Legacy Motor Club.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
He is a very cool dude.
Yeah, I like that.
So I follow him a little bit in the social media realm, and he's just a very humble, nice guy. So I'm really pulling for the 42 in Darlington.
Oh, very cool.
He's not in my fantasy picks, but he's on the heart. He's on the heart. Other news, Kurt Busch announced his retirement officially.
Yep.
So that's kind of a bummer.
That's a bummer.
But I mean, I guess it's good. He just said the doctors can't guarantee that he'll be able to come back and be healthy. So,
I mean, what are you going to do?
Right. I'm sure he's going to hang out with 2311 and continue to work with them. So,
yeah. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous sport, people.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
As you saw in Daytona, I mean, you can't be out there half, with it and half out of it.
Absolutely.
You got to be with it all the time.
You totally do.
I could see why.
Yeah. Yeah. So we wish him the best, because boy, he was something.
He was special.
He really was.
A special driver. There's only so many people.
Absolutely.
And, a long time ago, there was a lot of people.
Absolutely.
But that was a long time ago.
This is the first time that Carson Hocevar, by the way, is going to run in the Cup Series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's the first time he's had his name on a Cup car. I know, I do too. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, so other than that, NASCAR news, I don't think there's too much other than the playoff standings and and a little bit about who's going to be there.
Okay.
All right, so let's go on to, we have one little bit of sexy booth talk, just one thing, a little bit of Cooter Mouse, fantasy picks, and out of here.
All right.
All righty. Okay, folks, you know what that saxophone means.
Yeah, you do.
It means it's time for Sexy Booth Talk.
The one and only.
We don't make this stuff up.
No, we don't.
These are things that we hear during the race that we can't believe that announcers have said.
We hear it, and then we fall on the floor.
That's true.
Yeah.
This week, there was a lot of talk about the sucker hole.
Oh.
But I don't need to quote that a million times.
Okay. Daytona has a big sucker hole.
It sure does. They go 3 wide and someone usually falls into the sucker hole.
Oh, no. Bye-bye.
So here's the one thing I did hear. I thought that was kind of funny.
Give me the one thing you heard.
Okay. You can't come alone, but you don't want to come with 20 of your friends.
That would be messy.
That's pretty rough.
That is very rough.
Sexy booth guy, you are hilarious, you know.
Hopefully you have a big shower if you're going to bring 20.
I'm sure you'd need it.
You would need it for sure.
Okay, you know what, guys? That's really all we need from the Speedo guy this week.
Oh.
So hopefully we'll get some more Sexy Booth talk this weekend.
Wah, 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 wah.
As Sexy Booth guy, go enjoy the Labor Day weekend.
I will.
Get out in your Speedo. It's going to be a nice one.
Speedo and sunbathing.
Get your oiled up.
Oiled up.
All right, boys.
With my buble water.
All right, everybody. That's the end of Sexy Booth talk this week.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, everybody, it's time for Cooter Mouse Jr., our trackside reporter who travels around in the back of Michael McDowell's trailer.
I lost my pitch on that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
That's too cute.
It's all right.
How was Daytona?
Daytona was awesome.
Did you go to the beach?
I went to the beach.
Did you see who we think you saw?
I saw him.
Did they ask you for a cigarette?
I used one as a punching bag.
No, you did not.
Stepped on his little big feet. I used him like a punching bag.
No, you did not.
I did. He was begging me for a cracker.
You stepped on his...
I'm like, I'm a mouse. I don't have a cracker.
You stepped on...
What's in your bag? Nothing. Get out, you homeless bird.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't mean homeless, like make fun of homeless people.
Right,
no. You know,
no, I know.
some of them have serious situations.
Right.
And some are lazy, but...
Right. Well,
I don't know.
Cooter tells it like
tell you as it is.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not woke.
No, that is very true.
No.
That's very true. In fact, we're thinking about having another podcast where it's called Non-Woke Cooter.
Non-woke cooter, booter.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Were you scared shitless with the Ryan Preece accident?
Yeah.
I bet.
We saw that from where we were sitting.
Yeah.
And that was frightening.
I bet.
I never seen a piece of machinery
No.
that big or heavy
No.
turn around in midair that many times.
I bet you didn't.
It was unbelievable.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really was.
How was everything else?
Oh, everything else was good besides that accident.
A pretty exciting race, huh?
It was exciting.
Yeah, lots of little wrecks and things.
Yeah.
So beach was good. Did you do anything else fun in Daytona or just...
Not really. Just went to the beach,
Yeah.
beat up some seagulls.
Yeah. And then just,
Yeah, just kind of hung out.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're going to stay down there then?
I'm staying here. I'm not going to Darlington.
Was everything, if the hurricane passed through Florida today?
Yeah, we're going surfing.
You guys are all, oh, God.
Oh, yeah, it's perfect surf weather.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
So you're going to stay there for the Labor Day weekend?
Yep.
Skip Darlington.
I got a new surfboard, too.
Oh, did you really?
It's a Seagull 2000.
No, it is not.
It is. I made it out of a seagull.
Oh, no, you did not.
Yeah.
Stop.
He's still alive, too.
Stop.
What?
I don't believe it.
I did.
Oh, my God.
I don't lie. I got no reason.
That's true.
I say it as it is.
Well, you could go to Kansas after that.
Yeah, I'll get out to Kansas. You might have to mail me there, though, because Michael McDowell will be already in Darlington, so...
Oh, all right, we'll mail you to Kansas.
Yeah, mail me to Kansas. I guess I'll take the third-class seat.
All right.
On a FedEx truck.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Well, enjoy your time down in Daytona.
Just stay here a little longer.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Weather's going to be lovely.
It's going to be lovely for surfing, for seagull surfing.
Are you surprised at the people who got into the playoffs? Were you surprised about Bubba Wallace? Were you surprised Chase Elliott didn't get in?
Yeah, I was surprised Chase didn't get in.
Yeah.
I put a lot of money on him.
Oh, no.
But, well, a lot of money for me. You know,
right, yeah.
It's like $2 for you. But
right.
To me, it was a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, it was good.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I expected him, but, oh well, what are you going to do?
Otherwise, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, the guy didn't even race like 7 races.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
I'm going to cry about it. Wah, wah. He knows.
He knows.
He knows.
He does.
Don't make me smack him around, you
No,
know?
I know. Next year, right?
Next year.
All right.
All right.
Well, Cooter, enjoy the Labor Day. Enjoy your time, and we will talk to you after Kansas.
That sounds good.
All right.
10-4.
10-4, Cooter.
Over and out.
Okie dokie.
Bye.
Okay, I am going to give you all my NASCAR Cup Series fantasy picks for the CookOut Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway this weekend. That race will be Sunday night, y'all, because it's Labor Day weekend, and we all got Monday off.
Right.
So here we go. I'm not gonna mince it. I'm not gonna screw around with it.
Nope.
It's definitely not gonna be someone up and out of the blue that's gonna win. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a veteran or a younger person who has good experience here. First up, Denny Hamlin. Come on, 4 wins, 12 top 5s. You cannot mess with Denny at Darlington, and that is a fact.
Yeah.
Kyle Larson has not won here yet, but he has several top 5 finishes and top 10s, and I really think this guy is due, for God's sake. I've been picking Kyle Larson several weeks now, and he's just not shown up, but I think he's going to show up now. Pressure is off. He doesn't have to worry about Chase Elliott.
Right.
He'll be there. Martin Truex Jr., because he's going to do as Martin Truex Jr. does. He has good numbers at Darlington, couple of wins, lots of top 10s, and he is on fire.
Yeah, I might go with Martin Truex this week.
Okay. And here's another one that I pick every week.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think pressure is off on him too, Kevin Harvick. But
Yeah.
let me tell you something about Kevin Harvick and Darlington.
Give it to us straight.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Kevin Harvick. Okay, this is the year 2023. Kevin Harvick has only finished outside of the top 9. Notice I'm not even saying the top. Outside of the top 9.
Mm-hmm.
One time since 2012.
Wow.
Kevin Harvick has not had a double-digit finish, except for once when he had an accident, since 2012 at Darlington.
Wow.
So if you got nobody left, you might as well at least pick Kevin Harvick for a good finish.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you're stuck, I don't know if I'd go for him.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brad Keselowski.
Okay.
Brad Keselowski has a win here, and he's also pretty much on fire. I think now that he's let Chris Buescher win a couple times, he finished second in Daytona, so do not count him out.
No.
You might see something special out of Brad, because I think he's really going to push to get further in the playoffs. He ain't going out in the round of 16.
You could tell he's determined.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And my final pick for, I didn't specify that these are bold. Kevin Harvick and Brad Keselowski, they're bold picks.
Okay.
As is William Byron.
Okay.
Because, not that William Byron has a ton of great numbers here, but he's won here. He won here last time around.
Yeah.
And a couple top 5s, top 10s, and he's also William Byron.
Yeah.
Much like Martin Truex Jr., he's having a really good year, and he seems to be really coming back around after a little bit of a slump, if you can call it a slump.
And their pits are all working well,
Absolutely.
like Willie's pit and qualifying
Absolutely.
and things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, here's who to stay away from. Ryan Blaney.
Of course.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Alex Bowman and Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Yeah.
Not the best stats, and also Stenhouse, come on, he won the Daytona 500 because, it's the Daytona 500, anybody can win.
Right.
But he hasn't really done much since.
No.
Alex Bowman, this isn't a great track for him to begin with. And Ryan Blaney, he's in the playoffs. He's got a little bit of a cushion, but Darlington is not a great track for him.
Right, okay.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over this one more time.
Okay,
Brilliant picks for the CookOut Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway this weekend. Again, it's a Sunday night race. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and Martin Truex Jr. Bold picks are Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, and William Byron. And give these guys a pass when you set your fantasy lineup. Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That's all I got to say about that. Those are my picks, and I am sticking to them. If you like what you're hearing, follow me on Facebook at Holly's Racing Fantasy for a little more information here and there. You can listen to the latest episode of Holly's Racing Fantasy every Friday whenever there's a Cup Series race, wherever you get your podcasts. Or subscribe to Holly's Racing Fantasy on YouTube for current and past episodes. Thanks. That's it for this week, John.
That is it.
You know, I just want to say if you or someone you know has a gambling problem.
Talk about putting somebody on the spot.
Or addiction and would like help.
I don't have an addiction.
Call, that's what they all say.
That's what we say.
Call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER.
Okay, I got it.
Other than that, everybody, you know, I don't have much more to say. It's hurricane season. It's turtle hatching season. It's you know.
Well, you know, it's not.
It's back to school. It's tired.
Hurricane is coming with like the super moon, the super tide,
right.
the super king tide.
You're exactly.
Sounds like a cool name for a metal band.
Yeah.
Hurricane tide.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But you know, there's a lot going on. College is back. School is back. It's you know.
Yeah, football's going to be starting here soon.
Oh, football's going to be starting.
Football. What if you go to Fifth Down Fantasy? You can, if you play fantasy.
If you play fantasy football, Fifth Down Fantasy is the place to go.
Yeah, get your numbers, get
There's
your people,
really,
get your players.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I hope everybody has a great week.
Yeah.
I hope everybody enjoys themselves and stays healthy because a lot of SHIT going around for that too.
There is.
Why do we keep it so clean? Why do I spell out swear words and
you don't
beep
have
out?
to. This is NASCAR.
I mean, we're all adults.
Yeah.
Jeez. I don't know. What's the matter with me?
I don't know.
I try to keep it clean because I don't keep it clean in my real life. So,
Well,
you know.
Do what you can do.
Do what you can do.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
All right.
So everybody watch the race.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. Darlington is fun. She's the
It
lady
is.
in black. She's the track that can't be tamed, right?
Right, she is.
So, you know, enjoy it. Take it out. Enjoy the whole weekend. We're going to be back here with you next week.
Sounds good.
Okay, everybody, race on.
Race on.